So I gotta ask because your sounds very West Coast.
Very.
Growing up, who were some of your favorite West Coast artists?
I would say my like all-time West Coast favorite is Tupac. Um, I'm crazy for Tupac. Like, I got a big ass frame of like Pac in my wall.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, like my mom's favorite all-time rapper is Ice Cube.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, a lot of Ice Cube playing as well. Tupac, even Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg's like the king of hooks in my opinion. Like if you got Nate on the hook, it's going up. Quick's like an inspiration to me. He's not like crazy like successful. I mean he is, but like he's not like one of the top names you think of.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like Quick's sound. Like I feel like it's got that like smooth, like it ain't like a hard hitting.
Mm-hmm.
Like even his flow, like he's got some like badass songs that I fuck with. Daz Dillinger, all them Corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Too Short's California like GOAT status too.
Yeah.
Like he's got the whole bay going crazy. I got the opportunity to open up for Too Short, and like my parents and everything were like, "You gotta jump on that opportunity."
Yeah, of course.
It's cool knowing. I guess I've had that opportunity performing in the same little club as Too Short.
Mm-hmm.
Even like down to like today's like SOB and all them, Kendrick Lamar, J-Rock, all the TDE, and Shoreline Mafia. It's crazy love for all the West Coast sound for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I got picked up on that, and people love my West Coast music. So like, I guess it's working out.
Yeah, no, and it's like a unique style because like you mentioned it too, from Nate Dogg to Snoop, it's very different sounds.
Yeah.
Warren G to the Dog Pound is very different.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Quick has a whole different.
Yeah, that's a whole different lane.
You know, and he had Sugar Free and High C on his crew, so it's like, but the West Coast is very E40. Like E40.
It's crazy different like sound too.
Yeah. Have you ever watched that Hip Hop Evolution show on Netflix?
Yes.
Bro, hearing the E40 section, man, that got me hyped. You know, like it's because we especially me, I can listen to older E40 or not older, more recent E40. I never really got into his old stuff.
Yeah.
But seeing that documentary got me into like digging deep into some of his older stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, like E40 was very different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So growing up, who inspired you to kind of go ahead and record some music of your own?
So like, I probably started off making music with my neighbors just for like fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like, hey, let's make a song. Like, and it was like 2 a.m. Like, just like, fuck it, let's write. And started off as a hobby. Like right away, like I just kind of grew on it and wanted to make more and more. We would put like small tracks on YouTube, and we wouldn't really share them like that. It was just kind of like for us, like to hear. And like it was recorded off like an iPhone 4 or something like that, iPhone 5. We had like videos made like on a like iPod, like of us like just rapping it in the bedroom. Then I like quickly grew on to another neighbor that was like in the same Oakland Park kind of, and he jumped on like making songs. The first guy I was working with, he kind of just fell off of making it, like he wasn't like taking it serious. And then the second one wanted to try to make some songs. He's like, oh, I see what you guys are doing, I'm gonna try to make some shit too. And so then it kind of came with him, and we had our little like duo thing, and we made a few more songs. I think that was like the first music video we shot. It was like probably like an iPhone 6.
Yeah.
And it was like filmed at a park. I think one of those is still on my YouTube channel. And even then we still weren't really sharing it, but at one point, it was like maybe our second music video we made. Then I decided to share it to a few of my closer friends. This was probably like sophomore, junior year. And a few of them that I was sharing it with, I only shared it with like 3 or 5 people, but they all thought it was pretty good. And I don't know if they were just trying to be nice because I'm their friend.
Right.
But I was like, okay, fuck it. You guys are liking it, you say, so I guess I'll try to keep going. And then it shortly fell off with the other neighbor kind of just falling back, and I was still going. Like I still wanted to write. I was kind of liking it.
Yeah.
Like, I was just falling in love with it. And then I think I got in a relationship probably like junior year. I didn't make one song because I was just like so focused on the relationship, and all my free time was going to her.
Yeah.
And then we broke up, and then That was probably like around January, February 2017. I think that Christmas of 2016 even, I think I got like my first like Blue Yeti mic.
Oh, okay,
and
nice.
and I got a laptop with that. So like 2017, I think it was like, oh, it was over 50 songs I recorded and posted on SoundCloud. And yeah, like that was right senior year, like the start of senior year, we kind of broke up, like middle senior year. And then middle senior year, the word was kind of going around with my friends, kind of telling their friends, like, oh shit, JMack's making music. And I got merch made, and people were buying merch my senior year, walking around campus seeing JMack merch, left, right, teachers were buying it, all my other like students. And yeah, they were all kind of liking it, so it was like no question, like some inspiration and motivation to keep going with it. And then yeah, it's kind of just been going up and up from there.
Yeah.
These past like 3-4 years.
Nice. What high school did you go to first?
Catella.
Catella High School?
Yeah.
Was it would you say at the high school there was like a lot of music oriented people that were around
you? I mean, there was a few people, like a real small handful, I guess, that were like known making music, but not like, it wasn't like a crazy high amount of like of people making music. Like, it was very few. But yeah, what was going around? JMack's making music.
Yeah.
Some people were fucking with it.
How'd you come up with the name JMack?
So my first name's Jersey, last name is McElrath. That's way too long. So I just took J from Jersey, Mac from McElrath. You got JMack.
Yeah, there you go.
Try to keep it straight off the name instead of some different like name.
Yeah. Little this.
Yeah,
little
yeah.
that.
Or just like some like adjective or something like that, or nouns. I just stuck with the name.
Now you mentioned it too that, you know, both your neighbors kind of fell back, and you mentioned that you love writing. What did you love most about continuing to write and record?
I kind of like have fun with it, because when I'm like writing this track, I almost need to hear the beat first before I write, because that can help with like inspiration to what I want to write about and topic wise. And then I'll kind of like just try to mumble a flow, and that kind of gets me like my writing rhythm. So it's just, I think it's fun to write, and it's a way of just expressing yourself. So I love it.
So going back to some of your early songs, was it always like West Coast beat, West Coast style, or did you try and experiment in other lanes?
At first, it wasn't. At first, what was I doing? I was probably on some like Mac Miller type beats.
Okay, like backpack rap.
Russ type beats, and like just some Drake type beats. I wasn't like on like just West Coast sound at all, really. I don't think I was until my first West Coast song was probably the one with Trey, and that was like 2019. And I was like, I don't even think I had a West Coast like song yet.
Okay.
And I kind of want to experiment with the West Coast beats. Dr. Dre's crazy too with like beat making.
Yeah.
And he's West Coast too, like when you come to looking at West Coast names. But I just wanted to test it out, and I think I put like a snippet out of like the beat and the hook only, and immediately like I was getting like people telling me like, oh, this shit sounds crazy.
Yeah.
I want to hear this full one. So
what song was it?
West Coast.
Oh, okay.
So Ice of the West.
Yeah.
So that's one of my popular songs, and yeah, people liked it. I have fun performing that one a lot. And I got a couple more West Coast songs. This album I'm working on, it's got like 3 or 4 like West Coast sound like beats on it, and I think those are gonna do pretty well too. But in the start, I wasn't really on West Coast only.
Do you got a name for the album coming up?
Not yet. I still want to write about maybe 4 to 5 more songs I want to write, and we'll kind of see off those vibes what I'm gonna come up with.
So how do you start your writing process? How does that creative process start for you?
Mainly from the beat, I'd say, like trying to find that motivation in what I want to write about. I'd say rarely I am sometimes thinking like about a topic where I kind of want to go with that beat. So like one of these songs I have is like a slower, like heartbroken, like I'm sorry type of song.
Mm-hmm.
So immediately I went to like a Drake and like P&D type beat.
Yeah.
So like that's one way, but mainly I'd say I'm just constantly looking through like my YouTube subscriptions of like these producers, and I'm like always trying to find like what's new from them. And if I find the beat I like that's recently in that little subscription list and recently uploaded, if I like it, then go from there. Like I said, just trying to find that motivation and what I hear best on for that beat, and then I'll kind of go from there.
So the reason I was really drawn to your music is like when listening to your lyrics, it's usually about your vision, or just, you know, if you have a song about family.
Yeah.
You have a lot of lyrics with substance, you know, where
Definitely.
especially in hip hop now, you could say a lot of hip hop is very just like money this, bitches that.
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
exactly.
But what kind of inspired you to have that subject matter on your raps?
I've always been like in my song family, I start the verse off with, I'm a family first guy. That's just how I live. Like family is just super close. Like from my mom's side, dad's side, it's just real strong love. So like every holiday, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, like we get like the whole like cousin, uncles, aunts, like everyone getting together. And it's been like that my whole life. Like that's what I've just known. And that kind of just, even that like the JMack thing, like growing up, even like in elementary, like when my dad was like on some softball team or whatever, coworkers and everything, they were calling him JMack. Even his dad as well, my grandfather, was kind of known as JMack too. It's just kind of like that family tree thing. Like Jimmy, Jason, and then Jersey. So it's like JMack.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I've always been, and I like J. Cole, Drake, Pop. Like they all speak.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
True story shit. Like Dear Mama is like one of my favorite Tupac songs. Because it's just got that like family like entitlement to it, and it's just speaking real like shit. And Drake's got like his hip hop and like R&B side. You can hear what he's like trying to like mention and go at and tell.
Yeah.
Same with J. Cole. Like J. Cole's, that guy can rap his ass off too.
Yeah, dude. His last album, KOD, was crazy.
Yeah, that was my album of the year. Like, bro, that's what. Out of all those I think should have won it. I was listening to that crazy, all like nonstop, and yeah, like that whole side of like music, I just love. Like it's cool, the trap scene. I'm not like talking shit or down it.
Yeah, of course.
Down it, like I'll still like party to it or whatever. Like get hyped up to play ball with it or whatever. Like it's cool. I just would rather be real and like even just that side of music where it's coming down to expressing yourself and whatever, and just telling a story. Like I think it's easy to sing along to the trap shit, but it's also like at the same time fun to like sing along to that rap shit where it's you can like tell you like something like it's I love like the real side and like telling a story kind of rap versus just bitches. But it's cool.
I feel that. So I also, you know, listening to your lyrics too, you mentioned a few times that you don't drink, you don't smoke.
Nope.
Was that since high school, or did you kind of have a period where you dropped that?
No, like I've never smoked anything. I take sips of like Corona and shit, but like whatever, Smirnoff Ice. Like I just took sips of shit, but like to finish like a whole ass like glass or whatever, cup, bottle, whatever. I'm not really crazy for it. Like I don't enjoy the taste of beer.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, no one probably. I mean, people do over time. They get used to it, but like, I know no one from the start's like, damn, this shit, but like another one, my first one. Yeah. But even like hard liquor, like, I guess I'm just not really in like to that side of like, where I want to wake up with a headache, hungover, or like, what the fuck did I say last night to her, or like, what did I do? Some people, they like that feeling. I know that they drink for the feeling. I'm just not really, I don't care for it. Yeah. Like, it's just like, if I'm offered it, I'll probably just say no. And then smoking, no thanks. Like, I've been offered at parties to smoke and shit, but I'll say no. I have no problem saying no with peer pressure or anything like that.
That's good. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people, you could say, whether it's in high school or right after high school,
exactly.
peer pressure can be, a scary thing for sometimes. And you always hear, like, every year I feel like at the beginning of these, like, college year, a kid who's rushing a frat ends up dying because they do something way over the limit that they think they could take, but it's a lot of peer pressure for them to fit into a certain circle,
It is. But I've always had, I guess, that power to just say no to it.
Mm-hmm. That's good. And your friends and everything, family's cool with that too?
Yeah, like my family, like, we got like ton of like beer signs in the kitchen everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, they'll drink, but they'll even offer me shit like, like, oh, like we'll even like do like some family shit, like, I don't know, Cards Against Humanity or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And like they'll be drinking and shit, and they'll just be offering like, oh, you want a drink? And I'm like, oh, I'll just get this water. But yeah, like my friends will go out, Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever. They'll be getting beers. I'm just the same, like, I'll get water.
Nice.
Yeah,
so you're like pretty much designated driver for something?
Oh yeah, like when I'm hanging out with coworkers too, whatever. Yeah, I'm BD.
Alright, nice. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't really care for it.
Okay. Alright, so when looking at some of the music that you dropped in 2020, I forgot the song right now. Off the top of my head. Never Fade. What was it?
Yeah, Never Gonna Fade.
Never Gonna Fade. So Never Gonna Fade, you dropped that in 2020. What was the inspiration behind writing those lyrics?
It's the same with my other songs, Dedicated and A Vision, like, and it just kind of goes to that whole like telling a story thing. Like, I'm not really fazed by what a hater will think, because I get those DMs or random like accounts created with like one follower just to talk shit on like me, like thanks for taking the time to make an account just to talk shit on me. Like, that means a lot. You took the time out of your day to create this account just to DM me, like, stop making music. Thanks, you obviously like it. But like, yeah, that's like, and I guess that's some shit for like the people who already fuck with me and the people who are like on the side, like listening, but like not really telling you when they listen to listen to JMack. That's just me like telling my shit, like, I'm not going anywhere, so like it or not, you're gonna be forced to listen to me.
Yeah.
Same with Dedicated, it's the same thing. Never have doubt or question if I might make it. It's gonna take some time, but best believe I'm dedicated. A Vision, yeah, it's just, I'm here to stay. That's how I end one of the verses too.
So in your hip hop journey, what are some of the tougher obstacles or just things that you face when trying to come up in this industry?
Writer's block for sure. There'll be times where you just are vibing to the beat, but like you just can't get words out. That could be tough. I mean, other than that, it ain't too much of a struggle. Cause like, what else? Recording music videos, all those fly by pretty fast. It's just the writer's block sometimes. That could be like, you want to keep going and you want to try to work on some music, but you just can't get it that day. Come back to the next day, you got something going.
How long does it typically take you to write a particular song when you have an idea?
I'd say it could take anywhere from like that 40-minute. Sometimes it could even be like a couple of days. Like sometimes I'll get like a verse done or even just a hook done, and I'll be trying to go at the verse, but I don't want to make it feel forced either. I kind of want it to feel like more natural and authentic. So sometimes I'll even like just write a hook, and then I'll just come back to the beat the next day, and then it will work out. But if I'm like working like, and everything's going smooth, it could take probably like 30-40 minutes. Like I try to have the next bar with each line kind of stay on topic and relate to the next bar, previous bar. So I try to really like think about my lyrics instead of like rushing get words done in 20 minutes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But if it's all going pretty smoothly, probably like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, I can probably get 2 hooks and 2 verses.
Now you mentioned it too, we were just chatting before the show, that you also work, a day job or a night job technically. How do you juggle, between music writing and also performances, and then also keeping up with your night job and making sure you get that money?
Yeah, so I think I actually like the night job because sometimes when I'll be getting home at like 4 or 5 in the morning, sometimes like on the weekends, my parents will be getting ready for work, other sisters will be getting ready for school. So the house will kind of be empty like at 7 a.m. And like usually after work, you're not really going to fall asleep right away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have those days maybe once a week or so where you fall asleep right after work. But like other than that, especially when like you're like cleaning and closing, your energy's so up. It's kind of like a workout where you're not really trying to like fall asleep. Like your body needs to calm down.
Right.
So I'll be calming down kind of, but at the same time I'm calming down, I'm hearing the showers come on and everything, the TV, the news come on. So like it's not able to like to fall asleep so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they leave, it's just like, all right, right now I'm about to like turn on these monitor speakers. Let's bump some music, some beats, and I'm gonna get to writing and then recording as well.
Okay.
Even like on my breaks, like at my lunch breaks at work, like sometimes if I'm not hungry, if I ate before work, I'll be in my car with like just the Bluetooth sync, like just playing the beat, and I'll be like trying to write some shit on my phone real fast too on my break. But it could be anywhere from morning, night to like where I want to write.
Now, I asked this question to a lot of different guests because when I first started the podcast, parents were really behind it. But how did your family kind of take when you wanted to pursue hip hop? How did they kind of respond and support you through that?
I mean, yeah, like they loved hip hop, so they didn't have a problem with their son making hip hop. They were really supportive. My mom and dad, like even with all my shows, like they'll be telling their coworkers and they'll be trying to really get the word out, sending them their like coworkers the YouTube links to all my new music videos. So I got real like strong family support, and even like my uncles and aunts, they'll be posting some shit sometimes on their like Snapchat story or whatever. It just goes kind of go back to that whole like family love and everything and that side. But yeah, they love it. They're proud of me, so it's cool.
Yeah. So going back to your performances, I had the chance to watch you last Friday. You have a lot of high energy. Who'd you kind of just get that? Who'd you watch, or how'd you get that style from?
I haven't like been to like a high amount of performances, but like I've seen Drake live, I've seen Travis Scott live. One of my new favorite rappers is Lil Skies. He's got that whole like Travis Scott influence on his side as well, and it's just like high energy. Like I think it's more fun as a crowd member too, when the whole energy's kind of like in the room, it's getting contagious versus just kind of like standing there. So I definitely try to like make the crowd feel engaged and like have fun as well. Cause that's another thing I tell my mind, like backstage even. Like if people are paying these $12, I want to make sure it's worth these $12. I don't want no one feeling regret with the purchase. I don't want no one after the show like thinking, damn, I really paid $12 for this. So like, I really try to put on a show and make everyone feel welcome. And not only that, like I think when people see like these videos of me performing, it's kind of like, okay, he's actually doing some like dope shit. Like I gotta go to the next one. So, and like that's another thing too. You could be like a good like iconic classified rapper, but at the same time, if your show energy is kind of low, or you're like, oh, my parents always tell me this too. Like they've been to other like old rap like concerts, and the people will just be dancing to the music. Yeah. And that's another thing too, like my parents are real strict on like people are coming to see you perform, like don't just dance with the music playing in the back. Like actually rap the shit. So yeah, like that's just more of like that like real like strong vibe I get with the music too when I'm on stage. It's just rapping like those like real lyrics versus like that like turn up trap kind of like vibe to it. It's getting me more into like my like zone and feelings. And I'm like rapping like some shit like dedicated or whatever. But I definitely try to bring energy to every performance I have, whether it's a room of 3 people to potentially a room of 18,000 people. Yeah.
Do you remember where and when your first concert was?
It was actually about a year ago at this little place called Chain Reaction.
Oh, yeah.
That was real cool. I probably had, I think I sold about 42, 45 tickets my first show.
Nice.
It was a 30-minute set. I had someone do a little recap video that looked pretty dope. Photos came with it and everything. It was definitely March of 2019. And that was technically my 6th show this last few days, and that was my 3rd one at the House of Blues. I've had 2 or 3 at Chain Reaction, and then I opened up for Too Short at Blush Club right there at the Garden Walk as well.
Nice.
So I'd say in these past year, I've done a lot of performances.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get more into it with all these like free like original mic shows and everything in Santa Ana, like all these small clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
10-minute sets. Just trying to get some more exposure to my name out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, about a year ago.
What are some things you do to kind of help prepare yourself for any nerves that you get before a show?
I feel like the nerves are kind of there, like that whole like Chain Reaction, House of Blues. I guess this last show I didn't really have any nerves, I'm gonna be honest. But like my first like House of Blues show, first Chain Reaction show, you get those butterflies in your stomach and everything, just even parking.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, or even like when you're halfway there from your house to the venue, like, damn, I'm about to pull up to Chain Reaction. I'm about to like sign this contract. I'm about to like get everything ready. Like, it could be real nerve wracking. But even for my very first show, once I did that sound check or once I said my first word, like, hey, how's it going? And I get that little feedback, or even like just from walking on stage before I even say a word and I hear the crowd like cheering for me.
Yeah.
Like, nerves are just gone. Like, I'm ready to kill this shit. Like,
Okay. All right.
Let's turn it up. Let's have fun tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And then that goes back to the let's make it worth their money thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's have fun with it.
Were you always like that as a kid, just like not afraid of the limelight, or were you more shy?
No, like that's the thing. My parents will, everybody, like my family, from uncles, aunts, everyone I guess knows me as like the quiet kid.
Okay.
But like, yeah, like all my uncles, aunts, when it's their first time going to like one of my shows, they'll be like telling me, and my mom will tell other people like, it's crazy, right? Like this kid did that. It's like a whole different person on stage. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch. But like, I'm not really, I don't know, like, I wouldn't say I was a popular kid in high school, but like at the same time, like my music was kind of spreading.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I wasn't like dying or like trying to be the whole like show, but I just try to put on a show when I'm on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So, but my parents, yeah, everyone will say, my whole family, if you ask them, they'll say, no, this is a quiet dude. He's not gonna do that on stage.
Dang. So you never did like talent shows when you were younger or nothing?
I did sports, basketball, baseball, but like nothing with like theater or anything like that. Band, nothing. Just sports. And then I guess at parties, I guess I'm the quiet kid. Apparently to my parents. But
yeah.
Now I hear the beat. I had the lights on me, mic in my hand. People have their phones out.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It gets you in a different zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. It's like a little alter
Plus
ego.
the love for music, so it's all there.
You go from Jersey to JMack.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
So growing up in Anaheim, what was that like to you? Like, what were some of your childhood experiences like in Anaheim?
Yeah, I went my whole education, like elementary, junior high, high school, was all Anaheim. My parents, that was kind of their one main focus because both of them, they went to multiple high schools, multiple junior highs.
Yeah.
Constantly were losing like friends throughout this like phase of their life, and their main goal, I guess, raising children was trying to keep us in the same school district our whole life, and they did it. But I've always been at Anaheim. We lived in Fullerton for a little bit, but even then I was still going to school in Anaheim, and we went in Fullerton for a while. Back in Anaheim, grew up, born and raised in Anaheim. Been my life pretty much the whole way.
Do you have any favorite spots, parks, or places that you would hang out when you were a kid?
I played a lot of ball at the park right across my place where I was starting to make music in the mobile homes. It was just elementary, but it was kind of the park too, Rio Vista Park. One of my first music videos of I think like 2019 was at Rio Vista Park. I've played a lot of ball at Steve Amber's, but it's kind of like technically Orange, the city of Orange, but it's like really borderline Anaheim. Like it's right there. I played baseball, Anaheim. I did Anaheim Pony at North Anaheim Little League. The block. I mean, that's
that's like right in the middle.
Yeah,
of
that's
everything.
another borderline too of Anaheim, and Angel Games. That's a big thing. At Disneyland, I've been to Disneyland probably like 6 or 7 times. Maybe about 7 times. And, it's pretty.
What's your favorite spot to eat in Anaheim?
Oh, talking like a hole in the wall kind of thing, or like?
It could be either or. I mean, if you want to get one hole in the wall, one chain restaurant, it doesn't matter.
I mean, I feel like I could never go wrong with some In-N-Out.
Yeah. Okay.
Plus, it was right there by my high school, so I guess I ate there a lot because, like during a varsity game or even like practice, or whatever, right after school, some of us would just kick it right there at the In-N-Out. Right across In-N-Out was the Pizza Boy. I mentioned that in the song. That's just, they had like this 75-cent slice deal like on Wednesdays.
Really?
So like that was, yeah, we all went there after Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Wild Wings is always a good, cool spot to go. All those smaller taco shops, like almost anywhere in Anaheim, you can never go wrong. But yeah.
Mexican food's fire out here. That's one thing I took for granted when I moved to Sacramento for a little bit. Just, Mexican food isn't the same in other places, you're like,
Even in Sacramento?
Yeah, I mean, there'll be spots, but it's like not, how you kind of said every place in Anaheim is pretty good. Like Sacramento, there's like, out of the 10 spots, there's like 5, I feel like the ratio of good Mexican food in Sacramento is different than here. Where it's like 9 out of 10 is really good.
It's real crazy, like, in LA. Like, all those LA taco trucks.
Yeah.
They're like everywhere you go.
The trucks, and even like the hot dog vendors, like that's like a very LA signature thing.
Santa Ana's kind of doing it too. Their little trucks too and everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's probably going to get to Anaheim eventually. I mean, there's already probably a few. You've been to Cali Tacos.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there.
Yeah, he likes...
The burritos are bomb too. That's orange, but that place is fire.
I think they got one in like Huntington too, don't they?
I think so.
By the beach area?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I've been to Cali Tacos probably like 5 times. I should be there more though. That's good.
Okay. So going back to your music, take me back to your first album, Understanding of a Young God. When you go back and listen to that album, what do you think about when you hear that song?
I think that's me kind of just introducing myself. Understanding Young God, that's just like me kind of saying that you're about to understand what I call myself, a young God. The opening track, Blow Up, the hook just goes off with JMack World Tours one day, I'm gonna blow up someday. And then Thoughts, it transitions to, is my second song off that. It's just me saying like, I'm thinking large. It's just kind of like me explaining myself where I see the potential of what I can be, and let me tell you about it. For sure. Definitely those type of vibes I get off it.
And then going from your first album to your second album in the Max World, how did your style and rhythm grow from those two albums?
It's really crazy to think about when I play back the second album versus the first album. Like, for the most part, mixing was about the same, all done through myself in my bedroom, but just the sound, like, and by sound I mean flow and everything from like my verses, I see huge like improvement. Like if you take 3 or 4 songs from a Max Road versus 3 songs from Understanding Young God, a Max Road is just like much more higher sound quality. Like it's just improvement for sure. Because I had a few extra singles between those albums, but it's crazy. And then even my newer singles now with A Vision and Dedicated, all those, it constantly is improving. And that's almost every new music video I drop, every new song I drop, when I'm sharing it, I always hear that like, oh, this is my favorite song from you. And hearing that is inspiration as well, because if I constantly am dropping something and I constantly hear, this is my favorite song from you, then what is it going to sound like in 2 or 3 years when I'm saying that same dedication? Like, I have strong faith and belief in myself to do it all.
How long did it take to put those albums together, roughly?
I'd say maybe it's been about, I'd say if I were to take an average out of those, probably like 2 months. Like right now, I'm working my 3rd album. I got about half of it done in this last month, so I'll probably finish it like in another month, hopefully.
Okay.
So like 2.5 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably what it'll take for, and that's with 10 tracks. I'm probably gonna maybe do 10 tracks as well in the third album because both those albums have 10 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I want to stick to that traditional 10-track JMack album, which I feel is like a solid piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too short. It's not like crazy long. It's just perfect, I feel. But I might do 11 or 12 on this one. We'll see.
Okay, nice. You said you don't have a name for that one, right?
Not yet. We're kind of
Okay.
just gonna see what the vibes I go off these next few songs are, but it's got some good songs already.
Okay.
And I know it's gonna keep getting better. These next 3 songs that
Mhm.
I not even thought of yet.
Mm-hmm. And then I know you had a collaboration album with Trey Hendricks. You guys made an album, JMack. How did that come about, and who got the ball rolling on that?
So yeah, our first collab was probably 2017, maybe 2018 to 2017, maybe 2018 though. It was off one of his earlier albums, and he hit me up. We got it working. People loving that song we did. I have a few people actually who told me that's still their like favorite like JMack verse.
Mm-hmm. Which one was it on?
The track's called 12.
Oh, okay.
That was a while ago, but then I posted that West Coast snippet on my Instagram, and Trey was like, "I'm hopping on that."
Yeah.
So